and I'm here with James Rogers, the president of Global UAV Technologies. James, thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much for having me.
So give our viewers an introduction to Global UAV and what you do in the
Absolutely.
industry.
So Global UAV is a vertically integrated drone technology company. We provide services, we build and manufacture our own drones, and we also help with regulatory compliance for our customers. We currently work on 4 continents. We are one of the leading geophysical drone services data collectors, so that's data that we're collecting for mining companies internationally right now.
Mm-hmm. And you work primarily in mining, or do you work across different industries?
The majority of our revenue in the first 2 years of operation has been mining and exploration focused, but we are currently expanding into other industries such as humanitarian, so thinking disaster response, unexploded ordnance, and a number of other niche applications.
Yeah. Now, tell us, James, what is it about your drones? What's the technology behind it, and what makes it a differentiator?
Sure. So the way that we approached using drones to collect conventional data, which would otherwise be collected by ground surveys or piloted aircraft, is that we're going to increase safety, efficiency, and cost effectiveness. So we've removed an aircraft that no longer has to be mobilized to a remote location, so there's a big cost savings for our client. We've removed crews from the field. We no longer have to cut lines to collect magnetic data. So with all those pillars in mind, so safety, efficiency, and cost effectiveness, we've built essentially a platform that's able to collect magnetic data, but also we have a best-in-class helicopter UAV, which is here at the show. For some of the listeners that might be here, come and check it out. It's great. But it's best-in-class, high payload, long endurance. So we're talking 4.5 kilogram precision payload.
Right. Right. And what about the company itself? You know, obviously you're the president. Who's the team with you? And
Sure.
What's the expertise there?
So Michael Burns, our CEO, pulled together essentially the team which brought me into Global about 1.5 years ago. So Mike's a geologist, and he was, armpit deep in snow, collecting geophysical data with a backpack magnetometer on, and decided there must be a better way to do this and a safer way to do this.
Yeah.
So he was kind of the brains behind pulling that together. So that was sort of the first acquisition that made Global its change of business in January of 2017. Since then, we did 4 more acquisitions. So we acquired our research and development side, which is Aerial Robotics. We acquired High-Eye Aerial Imaging, which is our precision, so think LiDAR, 3D modeling, high-value payload service provider. And we also acquired UAV Regulatory and another drone service company, which has been folded in to build our services out.
Right, right. Now, when it comes to drone technology, specifically to the mining industry, why is it advantageous to use a drone as opposed to a geophysical?
Yes.
You talked a little bit about some cost advantages, but give us an idea.
So it comes back down to those 3 keys that we care about. So the safety is a big part. We've removed the pilot and a geophysical operator from an aircraft. That's particularly important when you're trying to collect high resolution data, when you want to have your sensor close to the ground, for example. So to have pilot latency in an aircraft as you're flying, there's an inherent risk. So we have autonomous flight, so the drone follows topography and follows a grid pattern that we lay out. So it's very precise in its navigation, and we're able to get very close to, say, treetops, where we can get the best resolution of data, or the closest. So safety is a big part, especially in the Andes, high elevation. We're seeing a lot of work down at 12,000 feet and higher and lower elevations where large mining companies, their safety matrices won't allow them to fly conventional geophysics. Right. The other alternative is get a ground crew out, and you spend 3 months collecting that data, and it's full of a bunch of noise from ground crews. So safety is a big one. The quality of data is a big. Our data is very clean. It's easy to process, and it will also come out with that cost savings is a big part as well.
Right. And are mining companies really, recognizing these advantages, or because obviously traditionally they do use geophysical surveys, so what's the adoption rate like there?
Sure. So the adoption's been very organic. We hadn't marketed a lot of the magnetic services or geophysical services that we'd been doing in the first 1.5 years, and just now we're really just starting to get it out. It was word of mouth. But what's interesting is we had a lot of blue chip or major mining clients come to us and ask us for our surveys without us soliciting to them. Maybe they saw us talk at PDAC or a geophysical conference, and they had an application where we could provide them a solution for it. The uptake of drones is definitely a big part of the advancement of technology within the mining sector. largely because of the safety aspect,
Yes.
but again, because of the quality of data that we can get back and saving that cost of mobilizing aircraft. So.
Great. So, as a final point, James, what do you have to look forward to? What's coming up for global UAV?
Absolutely. So we've experienced a lot of growth with our UAV mag sensors, and that service being provided. So as I mentioned, we're now on 4 continents, and we've worked in a number of new countries. So we're going to continue to see that grow as we bring on more clients. So we've just started expanding into Africa and Europe, which is going to bring a lot more and a diverse client base to us, which is great. But we're also continuing to expand into more of the civil space with unexploded ordnance and infrastructure surveying. And you're also going to see the Procyon taking the next step too. So that's our flagship helicopter. That's our best-in-class one that I spoke about earlier. So that's getting a lot more attention, and we've just recently updated a lot of the design features of it, and we're hoping to see that adaptation into the market of that unit very quickly.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you so much, James,
Thank
for
you.
taking the time.